All righty, so we're live on location tonight. I just figured what the heck, I'd go ahead and go live. It is a little busy today, so I'll probably have to go in and out a lot more than I have been, just because we're doing a rig move. And so it's a lot busier when we're having a rig move and everything. But I wanted to go live and just see how everybody was doing. It's been a lot of fun to be going live with you guys. Let me get some light on here, though. It's kind of hard to see me. Well, I guess the light is on. It's flickering. Oh, I got to go and check out this truck real quick, guys. I figured what the heck, I would make it so that it was, you could get a feel for the evening. All right. I am back, guys. Now, I am going to have to probably go in and out a lot more tonight than I have been in other live streams, just because we're in the middle of a rig move. But I figure I would try it and go ahead, see how it went and stuff. So let's see who's all in here. Give me a chance to read up and see who poked in. Come on, people, leave thumbs up already. Jace Oli says, thanks, Jace. You're always on top of that for me, man. Jace here knows that I stay on longer if you guys seem to like it. And Jay Holly, what's going up? Hey, Maverick, I haven't seen you poke into a live stream the last couple of times. Nice to see you, man. Jay said he thinks that I left because of Jay Holly. That's funny stuff. So what's going on, RV SWAT? Are you guys working today? Jay Pastor, hello. What's going on, buddy? Ed and Nora's in the house. What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing a fantastic out there. So, yeah, well, the rig here, let me see if I can show it. It's probably not enough light, but I'm going to try. Try not to get sick while I move over here. Okay, so out there is our rig. Like a ton of stuff has already been moved. The trailers have moved out and everything. They still got a lot of work to do. They'll probably be moving tomorrow as well. And they don't seem to have gotten as much done as I usually see them get knocked out on a day on rig moves. I've done quite a few of them already. This is my fourth rig move, and I've only been working for gate guarding out here for 2 months and 6 days. 2 months and 6 days now. So, I keep getting put on the rig moves. When I was a relief guard, I think a lot of the guards tried to avoid having to do the rig moves, so they'd ask for days off when the rig moves came along. That's kind of the way it felt to me. But anyways, Merle W, hi, how's it going? You're welcome, Maverick. The North American Travelers in here. So it's Greg from Pennsylvania. So is it the Greg that that happened to win the solar lantern way back in the day? Is that the Greg? And then we got DDK. Howdy, howdy. How are you doing? So I figured I'd kind of like open everything wide up, guys, and see what you guys would like to discuss. What's going on, Darla? So what would you guys like to talk about tonight other than me seeing me act goofy? Because apparently I'm good at that. Or at least Jace thinks I'm good at it. Carolina's been having a lot better time out here now. The first day she was a hurting unit. It just was a little cold, and that day it's pretty dusty out here. It's very dusty and stuff, and so she had a hard time of it at it. Let me pull up photo of her. So yeah, see, Carolina's first experience really out here on the rigs has been rig moves, really. So we had one day that wasn't a rig move, and then it was immediately into the rig move when she started working. And then now we had 2 days, I think, 2 days here, and then now there's another rig move. So it's been busy. I'll tell Carolina hi, Darla. No, Jace, I didn't see your suggestion on the tech videos. You'll have to let me know. Yeah, I know, right? J pastors, like there's lots of J's here tonight. I'm like half the chat box is full of J's. And if there's not a J, there's a James over here, So yeah, you bet, Merle, how have you been doing with intermittent fasting? Okay, so Lower Marion, close to Philly. So yeah, Nicholas, finally you got to come in when I was streaming. I was trying to stream earlier today, guys, because a lot of people hadn't had a chance to come in and just hang out. What's going on, Terry Burns? I would like to talk about what you guys think about me doing a regular stream at a scheduled time and what time that should be, What do you guys think about that? So to get an idea, a couple of people noted where they were from, but maybe if everybody could actually kind of give me an idea of where everyone's from. Where are y'all guys from? And are you full timers or are you just like enjoy that kind of content? So I didn't notice if there was a Miss Tracy still there, Carol. I can't answer that. So what's going on there, IRC Bully? Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, Chef Tim. Kentucky, huh? Welcome. I kind of liked Kentucky. You hear a lot of like people make fun of Kentucky, but I really liked it there. The IRC bully. Are you picking on him, IRC? So Northern California, now Northeastern, moving into my van sometime this year. I follow any and all other van dweller and some RV channels. That's cool, man. I hope the transition goes really well for you. Are you planning to do a lot of traveling or are you just doing it to save money? Ed in Las Vegas, huh? And you guys go out on the weekends? That's cool. Where's some of your favorite places, Ed? Maybe some people in here would like to know about them. You know what? I do not know where Great Valley High School is. Gary Ranger Grumman, what's going on, buddy? Full timer sometime. That's cool. What do you have as far as a plan there, North American Traveler, to be a full timer, if that's what you would like to do? So Johnny is a swamp rat. I got a whole bunch of swamp rats over here, Johnny, and they are kind of cranky. Oh yeah, Jace, I did see that. That wasn't a very good suggestion. So you used to go to Lexington, Kentucky on business. You know, I didn't do much in Lexington. I was out a little bit more in the boonies. So I did Amazon in Campbellsville, Kentucky. And so the surrounding area, I did Mammoth Cave National Park and stuff, which was pretty cool. So Merle is here, has been 6 weeks on intermittent fasting. They're doing a 16 hours and so which has eliminated their snacking. And they're saying they never thought it'd be so easy to lose weight. They've lost 24 pounds now and started at 276 pounds. Yeah, so my first month, I think I lost 27 or 20. I lost mid to high 20s. I can't remember exactly how much. It was crazy. If you're not doing intermittent fasting, you should really look into it. So, Merle, that's awesome. You've had such success. You should send me an email. Merle, can you send me an email at wanderluststate@gmail.com? I'd love to have your story. I think I'm going to start getting more busy with trying to do that weight loss channel I was thinking about doing and started, but didn't really stick with. Sorry. So Ron Bothwell is in here from London, Ontario. Chef Tim, next to Route 30 Main Line, Philly. Okay, so Chef's in Philly. So Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, huh? That's cool. You know, I never done Lake Mead yet. I really wish I can get over there before the lake level comes back up. I guess it's really interesting to see where Lake Mead, you know, the reservoir there kind of flooded the old towns and stuff that used to be there. So Jace with his smiley face because of his always clowning over there. The North American Traveler, pick up and go. So Ray's asking if I remember Will Burson. Yeah, I remember Will Burson. He's still making videos. Thank you, Merle. I appreciate it. The IRC bully is definitely here. Where is the IRC bully? What part of the country are you at right now? Fake money from Drury. So how do they give fake money? What's going on there? Big Transit Adventures out of Detroit, Michigan. Has Detroit, Michigan like stabilized yet? I'm just curious if things have stabilized and everything, or if it's still like just coming to pieces and people are still leaving. Welcome, Lance Cross from Oklahoma City. So I really liked Oklahoma City. I was really surprised when I went there because I'd never heard much in a positive respect about Oklahoma City. And then when I went there, they got a lot of little neat things going on. I love what they did with Bricktown, their old warehouse district and stuff there. They did a great job turning it into almost like what San Antonio has with the Riverwalk. Yeah, and big geographical area. What's up, Tolly Smith? Where are you at? I'm just trying to get an idea of where everybody is from. Oh no, Nicholas has got to go back and save his web servers there. See you later, buddy. So Jay Soley is asking, what's the smallest window that you did with intermittent fasting? Was it 4 hours for a while? Question mark. And if a person does such a short window, can you pretty much eat anything? No, Jace. I wish I could say that that short of a window even mattered. So the research on it is that you really don't get any benefit from intermittent fasting until you're about the 12-hour mark. So what it's doing is there's a bunch of hormonal changes that go on in your body that occur about the 12-hour mark. And then from that through longer in your fasting, those changes have gone on and your body's completely shifted over to using fat stores and for energy at that point. And so it doesn't really, I didn't watch at all, hardly at all, what I ate. I just was careful about what I broke my fast with. And the reason why I did that is because a lot of times when I would break my fast in the beginning, I'd be so hungry, I would just like binge and overeat. So I started breaking my fast with probiotic based foods, and that helped me a ton with not having the binging. So Ed says his wife said go along with the camper. All right, guys, I got to go check somebody out real quick. So it was kind of funny. There's one of this guy in the truck that I was joking around with just now. His first name is like crazy. It's one of those multiple consonants, like 20-letter first name, and then his last name's Griffin. I'm all like, I'd much rather spell your last name. So, all right, let's see if I can go ahead and catch up with what everybody in here. So, what's up, Black F350? Tolly Smith is in Mobile, Alabama. I like Alabama to a certain extent. Like I've been in Mobile, I've been in Montgomery, I've been in Birmingham. Spent some good time there. And Joseph Paul's here from Tennessee. What part of Tennessee, Joseph Paul? Jay Passer. I don't understand what fake money is, Jay Passer. Chick Clearwater is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Eek. So Milwaukee, Wisconsin this time of year is one of those places when you go outside, your face hurts, and you're like, why do I live here? Why do I live where the air hurts my face? For me, I'm a weather wuss. So Janice Lala is from Connecticut. Welcome, Janice. So Big Transit Adventures. 16 and 8 is the easiest, really just skipping breakfast. So Sammy Knob, yeah, that's true. Like it's a lot easier to do 16 8's probably easier than the other one. I do a 24. And I've been thinking about going to OMAD because my weight loss is totally plateaued. So I've been thinking about going to 1 meal a day. That's what OMAD stands for. But I find that when I get inside that 20-hour mark, I start getting pretty hungry, start having a hard time holding on to it. So, yeah. Same as low carb diet, burn fat after sugar is gone. Not exactly, no. So Jay Pastor says that intermittent fasting is the same as a low carb diet, that you burn fat after sugar is gone. That is not the truth. So there has been a ton of research. They try to, what they're attempting to do with like keto, which is basically an extremely low carb diet, is they're trying to get as close to mimicking fasting as they possibly can. But it still doesn't increase growth hormone. So when you're eating a high fat diet, low carb diet, it doesn't do all of the modifications to your hormones. So you do ramp up your fat burning, but you're not going to have elevated levels of growth hormone. You're not going to have the same elevated levels of glucagon. You do not actually lower insulin down to basal levels when you're doing those low carb diets. So insulin still reacts to both protein and fats. It just happens to react the strongest to carbs, right? And it even acts stronger when you mix carbs with fat. So one of the biggest parts of intermittent fasting is getting the basal level of your insulin down. Because when your insulin is really high, it makes it really difficult for your body to burn fat. And the only way it can burn fat is when you've bled off the glycogen stores in your muscles, which is what Jay Pastors talk about when the sugar's gone, right? So when you're intermittent fasting, you don't necessarily actually burn off all of your sugar stores, all of the glycogen in your muscles and in your liver. You can still end up having it stored there, and it still shifts over to burning fat. So it's pretty cool what it does. And then the growth hormone increase is awesome. If you look at a lot of the longevity kind of research, a lot of that has to do with growth hormone. I'll be right back. I got to go and check somebody out. See, it's a lot more busy here on a rig move. Okay, I'm back, guys. Back. So most areas in Detroit are still pretty bad. Only place I've been to with bulletproof glass at the registers have fast food restaurants. Yikes, I didn't even know it was that bad. It's been a while since I've been to Detroit. It was decaying when I was there, but that sounds even worse. So I have heard there is some work happening at the old Packard plant. True? Okay, maybe. Traveling Adventures on Wheels, Yuma, Arizona. So that's not a terrible place to be. Are you over there at the casino? From Iowa again, Quad Cities, Nesta Surf. So is Iowa like freezing cold? Because where I was in Iowa for a summer, it was murderously hot and humid. So I'm wondering if you get both of the rough angle. So Janice Lawless said, thanks, you're welcome. Northeast Tennessee, Knoxville. That's a second person from Knoxville, I think. So Carrie Swart is from Greenwood, Delaware. Welcome. Marshall Jim Duncan in here from La Crosse, Wisconsin. So Marshall, is the air hurting your face still up there, or is it starting to warm up yet? Mary Lee. So Mary Lee's asking if it's bad to do intermittent fasting for more than 24 hours. No, it's not. Although the elevation in your basically your frontal lobe activity and the increase in your metabolism falls off at about hour 36. So intermittent fasting, you still are going to be having the benefits of growth hormone after that, but a lot of the other benefits that you get from intermittent fasting fall off there. And then once you cross about 48 hours, your body starts switching over to conserving energy rather than ramping up utilizing energy. So that could mean that other than once in a while, beyond 48 hours would be bad to do intermittent fasting. But fasting in itself for a 72-hour window will increase autophagy, which is an important part to keeping us young and getting rid of senescent cells, so those cells that are bad. Anyways, less is more. 87, you still looking great, James. Keeping it up. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tolly Smith, absolutely. We did the Battleship for sure. I went through there a couple other times too. The Battleship was pretty cool. I enjoyed myself there. Oh yeah, and seafood. Be right back. All right, back again. Hopefully, I don't have to interrupt too frequently. I'm just trying to make sure that I was trying to give a feel of what it is on a busier day. Although it's not terrible, it's been busier on rig moves. So, yeah, definitely, Jay Passer. It's really cool stuff. You should certainly. I got to go and check a couple of people more out. Let me know if you want me to stay along, even if I have to go in and out like this. Wow, that was a big bunch of them. So the whole set of Myers guys went out, the whole crew. So I just checked out about 10 vehicles. So, but I'm back. so, so Sammy Knob is asking me if I'm in South Texas. No, I'm in Midland area. Oh, Jay Soley, don't even go there with the flat earth stuff. Okay, so sun camping at Sundance RV Resort. That's cool. So yeah, Nesta Surf. I figured it got cold, but I was thinking like I was wondering if it's like really really cold. Joseph Paul, everybody's here for your entertainment, right? So Ed, what are you talking about being a big outfit? So Joseph Paul sounds like he has a very high IQ, Jace. So Sammy Knob, are you asking me what I call the job that I'm working, or were you asking somebody else? Okay, so RV SWAT, thanks for answering. Chase saying, "Can I have tell the trucks to check themselves in?" Crying out loud, "What a bunch of lazy drivers, bums!" Yeah. Okay, I'll stay streaming, Chase. Okay, North American Traveler, I'm back streaming away. Everybody thinks I should stay on. Well, we'll stay on. I just wanted to give a feeling of what a busy night was like out here too. So all right, Terry. So Gabriel Garcia, my homie. Man, you should say hi to my aunt and uncle for me. I haven't talked to them in a while. Nice to see you, buddy. So Merle is asking if it's okay to break a fast with a meal and then start fasting again right away. So it all depends on how long you're fasting, right? So if you have a fast that's shorter than 9 hours, there's really no benefit to anybody from fasting. It's not going to do anything beneficial to you. Nothing changes with your hormones or anything. Uh, Once you hit over that, different people, come on to where fasting is making all those changes in their body at different rates. And then about at the 12-hour mark, pretty much everybody in the studies that have been run starts having spikes in growth hormone, a drop to basal level in insulin, a spike in glucagon, and then you know a mass liberation of fatty acids into the bloodstream to be taken up and broken down for energy. And so that's what we want to see go on is we want that fat to be released and broken down. We want to see that growth hormone up because of all of the benefits of having human growth hormone. Yeah, so Ed, I'm really excited about finishing up my van build, and then I'm gonna start doing some mean cookout. I was having a setup so that I'm gonna have a basically a multi cooker, so a crock pot slash pressure cooker slash convection oven. So there's this unit called a Ninja Foodie. So I'm gonna be able to make myself some rockin' meals with that. Then I got my electric grill, and I'm gonna be running it all on solar. So I'm kind of excited about that. So Gabriel Garcia, if you have the snacks and you exceed, I believe it's 25 calories, it actually takes you out of the fast. So you must in that 16-hour fast. No, Nomad 420. You can't have a dog in the shack with you. Can't bring your pets to work. Yeah, absolutely. And I could rock the kebabs for sure. No, traveling adventures on wheels. Hypoglycemic people can be successful with fasting. You're just not going to be able to go immediately to it. You have to actually very slowly do it. There's research on that. We're talking about an expansion of your fasting window at minutes on a daily basis rather than just trying to go straight to a long-term fast. Now, obviously, it's all going to depend on how significant your hypoglycemia is, because generally there's people like me. I actually was known as having hypoglycemia. I would get headaches at first and everything. And I kept trying to go direct to it, and I couldn't. I had to start doing it in windows, and it took me a while to get there. Oh, cool, Nomad 420. Glad that you were able to come in and say hi. What's going on, James Danielson? I've been wanting to know if you guys can think a Q&A and stuff would be cool now. I have a lot of fun making content and everything, but I want to make sure I'm making content that you guys all enjoy, and I'm working so many hours here that really my daily basis, I'm not a lot of activity in it, you know. So I got 25 thumbs up in here. If I could get some more thumbs up, that would be awesome. Anybody that hasn't given me a thumbs up, please do. So Jace, I'll shoot you over the plat description. So I already did a contract on property down there. So I'm buying via contract. So I already put some money down and everything. Thank you, Traveling Adventures on Wheels. I appreciate it. There we go. Thank you, guys. That was a good bump in the thumbs up category. So, Gabriel, other than intermittent fasting, Gabriel, with the intermittent fasting now, where are you at with your weight loss? And how long have you been at it? If you could tell everybody. What's up, Corvette? I love the Corvettes. You know, I used to own a 2008 Corvette C6 Coup. That was a fun car. Those are very fun. And then I drove one, a vintage one, way back in the day. I love them. So James Danielson is asking me if I've ever done a fast for longer than a day. I was going to start doing weight training, and I was going to start trying to do a 36-hour window and see what happened. I was thinking maybe the continuation of increases in spikes of growth hormone might help with weight training, but I only did it twice, and then I backed off of it because that was kind of hard for me. I ended up eating in the wrong kind of places when it was time to break my fast, you know, and eating way more than I should at 36 hours. That was tough. I only did it for a couple of days. Yeah, exactly, Chase. If you don't give me a thumbs up, you got to tell me why the stream sucks. Thank you, Willie Reynoso. Hey, what's up, Ton? You're in here. Say howdy, man. Yeah, Corvette. They are nice. The only one I didn't really like was the '80s version that you saw with the Barbie car and everything. All the others I really like. I think that was the C4. I think the C4 is the one I didn't like. And the C3 was a pretty cool style. Oh, so Jace only asked me how the land contract worked out. So basically, there was a seller that was willing to hold hold financing on the property, and so I put a down payment down, and then the land remains titled to him, but there is a land contract contract that's been recorded with title. So when I've paid off the land contract amount that I owe, then title will be transferred to me. So Gabriel Garcia's internet sucks. That sucks. Sorry, man. Sup, Tone? Sup. Thank you, Corvette. So I know I got 38 people in here, but not a lot of comments. Like, a lot of this whole purpose of doing live streams with you guys is to interact with everyone. So who all is in here still and like actively here? I want to know what you guys want to know and what you guys are up to, and you know, who here is actually full timing, who here is planning on it, and who just thinks the content is cool. So Black F350, I think you said that you had traveled quite a bit and that you were stick and bricking it nowadays. Is that true? I just can't remember for sure. Yeah. So RV SWAT's here in the house chilling. And so they just came out here to Midland and started Gate and Garden with the same company I'm at. And how many days have you guys worked? Okay, Black F350 said he was a traveling welder. I heard that's a really good thing. I was thinking about talking about some of the things that you can actually do a lot of traveling with. Welding is a great one, I hear, especially when the economy's up. Not so great when the economy's down, but like almost everything is tough, you know. So Chef Tim is asking if I think Elvis has special needs. You know what, Chef? I don't really know what to think about him. You know, like when I met him, I thought he was a decent dude, but then he just went off the deep end, from my opinion, you know. So, yeah. So Ton says he's self-employed. You'll have to tell me what you're doing, man, in detail. Awesome Traveling Adventures on Wheels is out there riding his motorcycle and doing work camping. Where are you work camping right now again? So Gabriel Garcia is down over 40 pounds. That's awesome, brother. What's up, Bendover? I know he likes me to say his name in here. One day? Okay. Do you know when you're going to be hitting another gate? Or are you guys going to be in relief for a little while? So do you like, so Ed, do you prefer to boondock for just because that's the kind of camping you like to do, or is it to save money? Yeah, bend over. You got me on that last time. Ed travels more in the summer. Oh, cool. You guys are going to be at the sand plant permanently, RV SWAT? That would be awesome for you. Because I know you guys wanted to work together. That'd be really cool. You guys can earn better than average income and still spend a lot of time together. That's awesome. So Corvette, what's keeping you from being able to afford to be in full-time, man? So Nomad 420's out in East Texas right now. He's full-time in it. So you're going to do Oregon for the summer. Now, there's nothing more beautiful than a Northwest summer. I don't really like spring, fall, or winter in the Northwest. but summer is amazing. Jay Passer, I like the content, travel, mechanical work on the rigs. You used to travel a lot and do a lot of camping when you were younger. So why don't you do much camping now? So Joseph Paul's polishing his high IQ trophies. So I guess that's high IQ, Joseph Paul. Good job, man. So James Danielson is planning on living in his Prius and moving to San Diego, huh? Sundance RV Resort until May, the KOA Quarry, Colorado until September 15th. So Traveling Adventures on Wheels, I'm curious as what you think of KOA, because I have heard so many bad things about KOA as far as like taking advantage of their work campers. Can you tell me what you think? The IRC bully, what does that mean? So yeah, Bend Over Hump Day is on its way for sure. So Ton's from Denver. I knew that. What are you doing in Denver, Ton? Could you tell me a little bit about what you do as for self-employment? So Ed is experimental. Yeah, that'll be really cool for you guys, RV SWAT. You guys could get way ahead doing that. And, you'd make almost twice as much as what you were thinking you were going to do gate guarding. And then you guys could get to work together. That'd be pretty cool for you. Ed, your wife wants you to go full-time by yourself. She doesn't like hanging out with you, or she just is so anti-camping and RVing? Thank you, Art Broadwater. So he says that he loves the channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do you like the best about the channel? Willie Reynoso is off doing the truck driving thing. You're heading home. That's pretty cool that you're finally getting to head home. So are you doing long haul, Willie? Oh, RV SWAT, the Ninja Foodie is awesome. Like one component, and you can use it like a crock pot, you can use it like an oven, and you can use it like a pressure cooker. So I think it's probably the coolest product on the market. It is expensive though, guys. Yeah, Gabriel Garcia, I heard you guys been getting a ton of snow up there. One of my buddies said that he got hammered in Moses Lake with 10 inches. And like, it hasn't been like that since we were in high school. Last time it got hit with snow like that, he and I actually went around town and we were like helping people that had slid off the road and stuff. When school got canceled, we just went and drove around and helped people. It was kind of fun, actually. We even did some snow blowing for the church. Okay, so RV SWAT, you guys like your Instapot? Yeah, it acts as an air fryer for sure. Yeah, Jace, all I did is do 10 acres. I would like to have 40 acres too, man, but I just wanted to have something there. Art Broadwater, LOL. Ed, my wife says the same thing. Ton, friends and family. Gabriel Garcia, do I ever talk to Yarby anymore? No, I haven't actually talked to him at all. I tried to a couple of times. He never really got back to me. I don't know what's going on, why, or whatever. I know he kind of unhappily disappeared from doing it all and stuff. So, but like, he doesn't really talk to me. Yeah, Ed. Most of the ladies enjoy the house life. Bend over, stand up. So Art Broadwater likes the work camping info. Good. I was hoping that. So Art, I have a website now at wanderlustestate.com, and I'm working on aggregating there all the work camping jobs available across the entire United States. It, it's some work, and I'm trying to figure out how I can, make it quicker. I'm looking at maybe doing some scripts and stuff until I can actually get the employers to start directly letting me know about the jobs. Yeah, 2 feet of snow in Eugene. That's ridiculous. That's cool. Yeah. Steve Turtle. I don't even know who Steve Turtle is. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Oh, I got to go and check somebody out again, guys. Never mind. It was just the company man. So here, when we say company man, so out in the oil field, like almost everything is with vendors, right? So companies that are oil and gas companies, they don't actually have their own rig drilling equipment. Well, most of them don't have their own rigs. They don't have their own equipment. They don't have their own concrete trucks, all the processes that go into it. They don't run their own casing, all of these sort of things. So the company man is the man that is in charge of the site and all of the vendors while wells being drilled. So the pioneer will basically, I guess you call it outsource, the drilling to a company that just owns drilling rigs and hires folks that work the drilling rig. And then obviously, like the company I worked for works for the company that's running the site location, and we're all contracted. So that's how it works out here. And the company man's the one in charge of it all. So Black F350 says if he started traveling again, he would do overlanding. Yeah, yeah, but you're starting to be more interested in homesteading. Yeah, I think a homestead is actually safer than anything else you can have. I think a homestead is safer than even having a large savings going forward. We're at a kind of a strange time right now. There's levels of debt that the world is under that have never existed before. There's nothing backing currencies to speak of. So hyperinflation could happen overnight anywhere. I just think the safest thing is to be in a position where you can provide everything you need to sustain yourself. I never was really a prepper type, but and I don't really necessarily consider myself one or that I'm interested in the concept of prepping itself. But I think there's been no other time that in my lifetime, or I can think of in my parents' lifetime, that it made more sense to homestead. So yeah, but overlanding's really cool. If I could afford a rig that would be set up to be able to do that, I totally would do it. Black F350. So I think it would be even cool to do the Darien Gap that way instead of shipping around it like I'm going to have to. Oh, Chef Tim, I don't like the cold or the snow either. Well, I like snow a little bit. Like I like to play in it a little bit. So maybe like a couple of days and then disappear, Oh, Nomad 420, like that I respond to my viewers. Well, thank you. Like YouTube is like primarily for me social media, actually. That's how it started for me completely. I don't know if you ever heard the story about it or not. Yeah, 10 inches is a lot to me, Bendover. Where are you at? Is that a lot to you? Or So traveling adventures on wheels. So you say KOA is okay? Because I've just heard so many horror stories. Is I don't think it's bad for people to have to work, for sure. You know. So Tolly Smith's asking me how much solar I'm going to have to run my cooking setup. So I'm going to have a total of 600 watts, 400 watts of polycrystalline on my Kodiak system. And then I'm going to have a secondary system built on monocrystalline and a basically a lithium battery technology that I see very few retailers selling that I'm very interested in, not just very interested in. It's the best battery technology out there right now, especially for those of us that we don't want to have a continual expense. So lithium titanium oxide or lithium titanate batteries are amazing. They're only about half the weight of lead acid, so they're heavier than a lot of the other lithium technologies out there, but they'll handle 10 to 20,000 cycles. So I'm going to be playing with those, and I found a wholesale source. I've been trying to decide whether I just want to tell everybody about it once I think the product line from the source is good, or if I want to do kind of a white label thing and sell them myself. I haven't decided. Yeah, Art Broadwater, there really is a ton of work out there. Some of it doesn't pay that well. The better paying work camping type jobs out there, those you're going to usually have to get referred into, except for in very unique periods of time, where there's a large need for some reason that's abnormal. But when you're doing the work camping thing, it's not hard to find enough work to basically maintain, for sure. And when you're out there doing the maintaining kind of work, you network with everybody, and it gives you an opportunity to do those jobs where you earn more. Dang, Gabriel Garcia said they had the National Guard up there in his neighborhood to dig people out of their home. That's insane. So how much snow did you guys get in North Bend, man? So Traveling Adventures on Wheels says that when they're work camping for KOA, that they actually get vouchers to stay at KOA that are on the journey out to their next assignment. So Chef Tim, once in a while I talk to Eric. It's kind of rare, but every once in a while we chat. Mike and I don't talk anymore. Do the chicken dance. I don't know how to do the chicken dance, Ben. You'll have to put up a video with it. Willie Reynoso. It'll be awesome for you to get home, man. Steve Turtle is a friend of your guys, RV SWAT. You'll have to shoot me who he is. Yeah, Art Broadwater for sure. I hope they get the sand plant. That'll be awesome for them. They'll get a chance to make almost double, and then they'll get to work together every day. That'd be so cool. Hello to for RV from Florida. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I do not remember your screen name, so you must not have commented a whole lot on the channel. Could you tell me a little bit about you? So Jay Pastor's asking if after they move the rig, if they put in those teeter-totty pump thingies. So what he's talking about is known as a pump jack out here. And no, so pump jacks are not actually put on the wells unless they're a low producing well, like they're having a hard time producing. So a lot of the times when the pump jacks put on them, it's after they've been a well for years and the production is slowed down. And then the pump jacks act like basically almost identical to one of these guys, this pump action. So it helps pull the oil up in those wells that are having a hard time producing. So most wells are actually producing their oil or gas through pumping in CO2 into the reservoir or water or brine, depending on the type of formation. So like, for instance, shales, which is what they're drilling here, is pretty much all shale wells. And shale, they have to frack it because the rock is so tight. Like sandstone is where we used to always get all our oil from. But in the United States, there really isn't much of anything as far as sandstone left that hasn't been produced already, unless you're offshore. And then there's still a lot of sandstone out there. But the shale is such a much finer. If you take a chunk of sandstone, you can push water through the sandstone. It's completely permeable all the way through. With shale, it's not so much like that. There may be or there may not be actually permeability enough for it to go all the way through because of how fine the particles were that form that rock. And so they frack it to fracture it and literally get it to break and crack. And so in shales, some shales have a lot of clay that will absorb the water. And so they can't just pump water down in there in that case, because then the formation would come apart, swell, and collapse the well. So they'll use brine, which is basically a salt water, Jay, I used to do tests on that. I would actually help them determine what kind of brine level they needed to have. So the lowest level of salts that they needed and what salts they needed in the water that they pumped in the well to not swell the clays was one of the things that we did in testing at Core Laboratories when I worked in the Advanced Rock Properties Lab. So the pump jacks are only used on wells that are slow producing, and they're being utilized less and less today, except for on the old well style. So, yeah. Hey, Nicholas, nice to have you back, man. So Lloyd Kahn talks about homesteading on 3/4 of an acre, and he's into tiny homes. That's cool. He's into tiny homes. I probably would want. I'm not quite into tiny homes. I'm into small houses. I owned a very large house, about 2,400. Well, large to me, about 2,400 square feet. And it was just overkill, especially when I owned that. I was married at the time, and there was just two of us in the house. We had 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It was just so wasteful to heat and cool that now when I look back on it. And yes, you can actually produce a lot of food, especially if you go into aquaponics. Aquaponics, there's a cat up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and also in Chicago. He sets up urban farms in neighborhoods that don't really have grocery stores because of the urban basically decline in the Rust Belt area, and produces food there to sell to the people that live in the area. And with aquaponics, you can put out about 1 million pounds of food from what he's been able to do on an acre of land. So you can definitely homestead and be well fed on that small of a parcel. You don't need much. Yeah, Thomas Camper. He's somewhat of a troll. He's kind of in the middle. So, Terry Burns, I do not like the converting of Tesla S batteries. And the reason why I don't like that is because they're made with lithium cobalt. Lithium cobalt is not actually a very thermally stable chemistry. And so Tesla's done a really good job fusing them. Very innovative way they've gone about doing that. And but the I, I don't trust lithium cobalt. All of the phone batteries that have basically blown up and started on fire and everything, those are all lithium cobalt. And so I'm sure that Tesla is going to move to a more stable chemistry as some of these new chemistries come out that are lighter. But the reason why they use the lithium cobalt is because it carries the most energy storage for the weight. But it doesn't take much to have them have what's known as thermal runaway, which causes them to catch fire, maybe even blow up. So, anyways, not my thing. Willie Reynoso, you have a good night. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And Al Gore strikes again. Seattle Judy, woo! Good to see you too. Thanks for stopping in. Mr. Safety Forever says he's been watching the channel for 4 years from pretty much the beginning and wishing both Carolina and I the best. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hugely appreciate you guys that have been around through thick and thin and even when I wasn't here working away at it and everything. So, I really appreciate that. So it's interesting that Thomas Camper asked me here if my back gets sore from sitting for long periods. I get up and move around on purpose to discourage that. But when I first started the job, I was having a real problem with it. And I was taking a lot of ibuprofen. And I gave myself gastritis. I didn't really talk about it, but I gave myself gastritis. And so I had to go through a routine of fasting and liquid diet according to the doc. And for a few days to get over the gastritis. And I was like, ibuprofen always works awesome for me. And I was finally like, I can't be taking it like this, And then, so what happened was I did a bunch of research on if there was any alternatives to NSAIDs. So NSAIDs are anti-inflammatory, over-the-counter stuff. I mean, there's some prescription stuff too, but for the most part, it's over-the-counter stuff that you can get in the stores for like back pain. So like stuff like aspirin, naproxen, ibuprofen. There's a sulfate-based one that I can't remember the full name of, but those are real tough on your stomach and hard on your kidneys. And so I couldn't take any of them, right? And so I looked around and I found that there's Western research on Eastern medicine with turmeric. And in turmeric, the actual active ingredient is curcumin that actually has the benefits of turmeric. And it's almost as effective against inflammation. And most back pain is like inflammation type pain, and it's very effective. Turmeric in dosages of 1,000 milligrams of curcumin, standardized for that, is very effective against inflammation and inflammation-based pain. So totally cool. Yeah, so Gabriel Garcia, I know 3 feet is way too much for that area. So under equipped for it. I'm sure that there was no way to even get out for people. Yeah, so Marilay is saying they were considering using lithium battery for their RV, but they camp sometimes below freezing conditions in the fall. And they're saying that lithium isn't able to handle below freezing temperatures. So most lithium chemistries are not able to handle below freezing temperatures. That's true, but that statement is way too over the top. Like lithium manganese, lithium cobalt, somewhat lithium phosphate, depends on how below freezing. Lithium ferrous phosphate can handle a slightly below freezing temperature working range, but lithium titanate oxide can handle minus 50 Celsius to plus 60 Celsius. So it is by far the best option if you're going to be in low temperature locations. It stomps lead acid's performance. It can handle lower temperatures than lead acid is good in. So it's more stable. You're more likely to have an issue with lead acid than you are with lithium titanate. So anyways, there you go, Merle. You betcha, Jay Passer. I'm glad it was helpful for you. No, Jace, I'm sorry. When it's really slow, I actually try to do other things, like I'm trying to build out websites and stuff, or do live streams with you guys, but or edit video or something like that. But if I didn't have all that to do, I'm sure I'd look up in the stars and go, gee, I miss my buddy Jace. Yeah, Ed, it's totally easy to have too much home. Thomas Camper, you really think that tiny homes are trying to get people ready for prison state? I don't really think that. Hey, what's up, Camper Van Kevin? Thank you for stopping in, man. How are you doing and where are you at right now? So Talia Smith is asking, in my travels in my green van, what makes a van a recreational vehicle so you can legally sleep in them in some states? So really, just so you know, it was actually taken all the way to the Supreme Court, and anywhere that has a law against sleeping in your vehicle has been basically ruled on by the Supreme Court as being unconstitutional, and all you would have to do is fight it. So you don't need to worry about that. But as far as what makes it a recreational vehicle, it's registering it as getting it registered and considered as such with your state's DMV and everything. And that process varies by the state. Some states you can't even do it. So the batteries for the S model are absolutely better than some of the earlier versions, absolutely. But you're still dealing with lithium cobalt. They've done an amazing job in a very simple way that they're fusing them now and stuff. I have a lot of good things to say, but even if they've moved on to using lithium manganese, which is a rung up, it's heavier, but it's a rung up and safer than lithium cobalt. But lithium cobalt batteries, they've come a long ways in making them safer, but they still are not, I mean, it's not a stable chemistry. They're a lot better but today than they were in the past, but it's not a stable chemistry. Jay Soley, he actually used to visit over when I had my house. And he said if too much home was actually a problem, he would have been happy to stay in one of the rooms and even help me empty the fridge and pantry. Oh, thanks, buddy. You're such a nice guy. Joseph Blowmeister, what's going on, buddy? Howdy to you. Where are you at? Can I cook in the shack? Yes, I should be able to. I got to check a truck out. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I lied. It wasn't just one truck. It was like 8. But they're checked out and out. So I got to try to start catching up more. But yeah, Chef Tim, you can cook in the shack. In fact, we're going to start bringing stuff in when we have our permanent spot. We're just in these rig moves and we just don't want to like constantly be ditching out and everything. So, you know, Tolly Smith is saying, how is the pack? What do you mean by how is the pack? Can you please explain your question a little bit more? Interesting, Ed. Is your wife going to be okay with that? Yeah, Jay Pastor, they absolutely do have reduced range in very cold environments because the type of lithium chemistry that they're using performs very poorly in really cold weather. Yeah, Jace just reminded me too. If we've been up here for a little while, anybody that's in here that has not given a thumbs up, please give the live stream here a big thumbs up. I need some thumbs up, guys. Okay, so Camper Van Kevin said he's staying out there in Yuma still, huh, buddy? So you plan on spending the rest of winter in Yuma? Travis Williams here is trying to insult me. He says, hey, keep living that $12 dream, $12 an hour dream. So basically, Travis, the reason why I do the kind of jobs I do is I want to be able to be fully mobile. I'm not willing to lie to employers. I am capable of saving probably as much as you are on a job like this where I work so many hours. And you can save for retirement and everything, Travis. So I think the person that has a problem is you, because I don't feel a need to go to you and tell you, oh, you're stuck somewhere, man. You know, that job you got is horrible. Oh my goodness. So it sounds to me, Travis Williams, like you're the person with the problem. Have a good day. What's going on, Donnie Darko? Nice to see you. So Camper Band Kevin, I am in Texas. I'm in Midland, Texas right now. I'm hoping that Eric comes by and says hi on his way through. Are you planning on going into Texas at all? Sunny Always 68. I am still live. I just had to roll out and go ahead and check some people out. And this is a real live stream still. Tolly Smith, the Wolf Pack, Camping Kevin. Later, guys. Good night, RV SWAT. You guys have a great night. Yeah, absolutely, Ed. If you want to know, if you haven't paid off your house yet, if you want to know a way that you can do it extremely fast, let me know, and I'll give you the details on that. Thank you, Black F350, for the thumbs up, man. Official Mutt Master Goat Clips. What's going on, buddy? I hope you're having a great day. So Sonny always says they take 3 ibuprofen before work and only once a week after work. Yeah, I'm taking absolutely no ibuprofen anymore. I'm totally doing it on turmeric. It's been amazing for me. I take 1,000 milligrams of curcumin standardized turmeric per, twice a day. Sorry, not per day, but twice a day. Chef Tim, NBA fanatic. What's up, man? So I am so disappointed in the Lakers right now, man. I was so excited at the beginning of the season. They looked so great there for a while, and then they've just seemed to have come apart, man. Dun, 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 dun. Judy, yes, my smile looks good. Thank you. So official Mutt Master Goat Clips is saying the beard is looking good. Who else likes the beard? You guys like the beard? Huh? Do you like the beard? Or do you think I was better clean shaven? NBA Fanatics asking if I'm in Arizona. No, I just have that hat. I am in Midland, Texas area, working as a gate guard in the oil patch. Good night, Traveling Adventures on Wheels. I hope you have a great night. So Camping Kevin, most of the trucks running out of here that string of trucks that just left was mud trucks. Yeah, we're in the middle of a rig move right now, so we're getting rid of all of the mud off of site, and then everything else too. But right now, the series of people that I was checking out there were all mud trucks. So Sonny, always that might end up happening. I don't know. Eric had mentioned that he possibly might visit me. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Goodbye, Ed. You have a good one, man. Thank you for stopping in. Official Mutt Master Go Clip says LeBron is overrated. I don't think he's overrated, man. Depends on who you're talking to, obviously. Some people think he's over the top. No, I think LeBron's a total stud, but I do think that he's on the end of his career and he's starting his decline. But he's still one of the best players in the entire NBA. But he wasn't the only one that made me excited about the Lakers. So Sonny always, hi camper. Oh, that was to Camper Van Kevin. So the NBA Fanatic says Lakers will get back. Don't worry, trust in LeBron. So I know LeBron's a stud, but I'm so worried about the team. It seems like they might have quit on him. Official Master Go Clip says he's just there for his acting career. I don't really think that's true. I think he's actually more saying that than that really being the case. I think he still really wants to win. He's still a great player, but recently he just has seemed checked out. And I think that groin, even though he's saying it's better, I think that groin's still bothering him because he's not looking nearly as explosive as he did early in the season. Or maybe it's just the conditioning like he's mentioned in it recently. So Jason only unless the Seattle Supersonics come back, of course. Yeah, dude, I'm so upset that the Supersonics went away. I can't stand the Thunder just for that reason. So Terry Burns says that his son was just saying how different I looked in a good way. That's very nice. No, official Master Gold Clips completely disagree with you. LeBron's at least top 5 player in the league right now. And if he was only top 10, that's still pretty much a stud. That means he's better than any player on the other 18 or 22 teams or whatever. That's pretty substantial, man. He is on it. He does seem to be on the decline. Although last year he was amazing in the playoffs. Stick to playing Madden Ultimate Team, Anthony. LOL. Yeah, NBA Fanatic. Nah, official Mob Master, you wish. we all disagree with you. So who's left in here? Everybody that pops in. So official Mob Master, I used to play Madden a ton. I haven't played anything in a long time. I would say it's like closing in on 5 years since I played any video games at all. But I used to be pretty much a badass at Madden. There weren't too many people online that could beat me, and no one that I knew that ever had come to my house to play ever beat me. So Tolly Smith asked, what is a mud truck? Okay, I could see why that would be like, huh? What the heck's that? So basically, out here, when you're drilling on a oil and gas rig, you can't just like run a drill bit into the ground and have stuff pile up, right? There has to be a way to get the debris that you're drilling the hole through, right? You got to get that stuff that you're drilling the hole. You got to have a hole. You got to get rid of what was there before, right? And so when you're drilling like that, they have to use some form of liquid to move the cuttings away. Now, it depends on what kind of rock they're in that they're drilling, that their reservoir is, right? So sandstone, they would just use water. So it's like literally mud, right? That they're running in there and stuff. And then with shale, they usually have to at least use a brine, which is a salt water, right? To do it. And then some shale is so sensitive to water that they have to use an oil. So they have an oil-based mud or a brine-based mud, in everything that's being drilled out here in the Permian. And you can't just leave this stuff, especially when we're talking about an oil-based mud. You can't just leave this stuff here, right? Just have it laid on the ground or whatever. So they capture that mud in those cuttings when they come up, and they have to haul them off site. You can't just leave them on the lease ground and everything. So the mud trucks come in and either are bringing in fresh mud that doesn't have all the clippings in it, or not clippings, but cuttings in it, or they're coming and getting the mud that has all the cuttings in it already and needs to be taken off site. So that's what a mud truck is. So Blaine Hamby asks what this job pays. So basically, it depends on, what company you're working for, what type of well site you're on. All of these different things matter. But what I'm doing is I'm working in a team, or a couple team, it happens to be, right? And so we get paid $150 a day, plus our RV space is covered. And that's each of us. So Carolina and I, between the two of us, make $300 a day, and our RV space is paid for. So we don't have any like direct living expenses other than propane. And I've been trying to work 7 days a week, and when we get our assigned rig, for sure we'll be working 7 days a week. I'll probably take 1 day off a month. So it's not unheard of. In fact, I'm going to interview a couple for the channel that last year made over $100,000 work camping, and most of it was actually gate guarding, and they worked for 3 different companies, I think. Official Master Go clips. That's foolishness. Every single star that didn't have the right support players is lost. So saying that stats are for losers is foolishness. Yeah, just foolishness. Campin' Kevin. So it's not just water to keep the bit cool. There's a lot more to it. And Campin' Kevin, they're moving away from having mud pits out in the oil field. There's a lot of environmental no-no to the mud pits. Hey, living the postcard life. Welcome. Where are you at right now? And are you a full-timer, or are you just kind of doing it out here occasionally? What's up, NorCal Dave? I hope you're having a great evening too. Thank you, man. Kira Queen. So Kira Queen's asking where they take the mud to. There's like disposal and cleanup facilities that they take the mud to. I never really ran into anybody or had an opportunity to really see what goes on with that, so I don't know all the details. NorCal Dave said that is good. What's good, buddy? So asking me if Campervan Elvis and I are friends. Can't really call us friends. I've always tried to be nice to him. At one point, I was willing to be friends with him, but I don't know. He's behaved in some rotten ways. He's said some pretty mean things. I just don't have room for the negativity. But I'm not going to hate a guy, I just whatever, Blaine Hamby, you're very welcome. Camping Kevin, yeah, no, for work camping, doing the gate guarding thing is pretty darn good. There you go. Yeah, Kara Queen, I answered it for you just now. Camp and Kevin, damn tree huggers. No, I think environmentally we would need to be careful. So I don't mind costs rising to be careful with the environment. Now I do think it gets out of hand sometimes, and you know, a lot of people don't that are consider themselves environmentalists don't think of all of the impact on the other side of things. There's going to be a balance. We need to take care of our earth. We need to make sure we're not polluting it at a rate that it can't clean itself up. So that's my stance on it anyways. Good, NorCal Dave. Thank you for stepping in and everything. Time to grill some bird. I do need to grill up some chicken. So NorCal Dave said, yeah, $300 a day plus a space for both Carolina and I because of what we're doing now. Some of them only pay $130 a day, and your RV stays on the well site, and that's $130 a day for both members of the couple. So I don't like that near as much. It's not, I wasn't really interested in that at all. What I am doing, I have to work a shack. I don't get to just sit in my RV, but I get paid a lot more. So I don't mind driving out here from the RV park. Official Mudmaster Goat Clips. I don't really know what amount of his stuff is serious and what is an act. I just don't know. Chief Tim says Drury controls Elvis. Maybe a little, but I don't think that much. Official Mudmaster Goat Clips. The gate guard gig looks pretty cool, actually. It's not terrible. It's a pretty easy job. It does happen to be, I would say, the bottom 10% of paying jobs in the oil field, but it's also probably the easiest job in the oil field. So, and you can do it as a couple and as an RVer, so it's cool to me. Good night, Tolly Smith. You be safe too, man. Don't be a stranger. I haven't seen you comment on the regular videos in a while. Did you notice that I've been posting videos regularly again? Black F350, of course a welder would say rig welding is where it's at. No, actually MWD is where it's at. They make probably 4 times as much as any welder does out here. But obviously welding earns pretty darn well. Yeah, I was looking at it, and I've been talking to one of the MWD guys, and they basically told me how somebody might want to make that pathway if somebody wanted to do it. You don't even need to have any school on it. So the quickest way is actually to find is to get hired on as a trainee to one of the groups that actually does trainees. I guess Premier, and he told me 2 others do trainees, but you end up starting at like $9 an hour. So it's like almost no pay at all. And then as time progresses, you gain up the ladder. So we have 53 thumbs up here. Is there anybody in here that has not actually given me a thumbs up? Because if you haven't given a thumbs up, please give us a big double thumbs up. And hello, somebody in here from Saudi Arabia. I can't read your name or I'd say it. Sorry, man. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. That's cool. I got somebody in here watching from Saudi Arabia. Thank you, official Mutt Goat Clips. Uh-oh, there's a couple of trolls that thumbs me down. Boo! Although, you know, a lot of people make fun of Elvis and Mike and stuff, but some of those guys do pretty good making money on YouTube. What's up, Stephanie Booth? How have you been? I mean, hope you've been really well. Actually, it's been a while since I've seen a comment from Stephanie. Nice to have you pop in and say hi. Oh, okay. So you actually work in the oil and gas field too? Yeah, rig moves are tough. I think they're kind of hard for everybody. Everybody's working a lot. So, you're welcome, Stephanie Booth. So I would like to know what you guys would like to talk about. So, like, the whole point of me getting on here to do the live streams is really to interact with everybody here. And I would like to know what you guys want to just discuss. I mean, do you have any questions for me that you would like to have answered, or is there any kind of topics that you would like to cover? Jace, I just noticed that you might be being a little bit of a butt there. You you don't want him to tell you to marry LeBron. So Gabriel Garcia, I'm really just planning right now the South America trip. Obviously, the South America trip, part of it is going to be in the U.S. too. So I'm hoping that I will have basically I'm hoping that I'll have my money put together by the end of June. And if I have it put together by the end of June, the Pan American Highway tour, I'll do the north part first. So I'll head back up through the northwest side of the country and into Canada for Alaska to Depot Bay, which is supposed to be the very beginning of the Pan American Highway. You know, it's the most furthest point north in North America, right? And then I'll start making the journey back south, and then I'll go into South America that way. If something goes on and I don't have the money together yet, then and it ends up getting into fall, then I will go south for South America before I ship back into the U.S. and do the U.S. and Canada section of the trip. Yep. Oh no, Stephanie Booth. I'm sorry you had some medicine things going on. I'm glad you're doing better. What was it doing to you, and what was the medicine that was bothering you? If you don't mind answering in the public forum, obviously, it's okay if you don't want to answer in public. You're only a roustabout, and that's why you hate the rig move. I don't know. It's pretty rough for most everybody else too. But yeah, the roustabouts, you guys go from a decent job with some tough days to basically working your tail off for your entire shift constantly. I'll be right back, guys. I got somebody to check out. All right, back again, back again. So actually, I need to put my coat on because that was a little too cold now. The temperature's dropped enough that it's a little on the cold side out there. There we go. So next time I go out there, I won't freeze. The one crazy thing about it here in Midland is the temperature just plummets, absolutely plummets at night. So it was a nice day, actually. The high today was like 72 or 73 or something like that. Pretty mild, real nice t-shirt weather. And then, we're at 9 o'clock now, and now we're under 50 degrees. So Nesta Surf said, "Are you going to Pan Am by yourself?" So Carolina will probably join me for parts of it, but a lot of it I will be on my own because she's working on citizenship right now. Well, I'm going to invite some people to do like sections of it with me if they want to. So we'll see how that goes and everything. But I'm prepared to be doing a lot of it on my own. Minivan Mike, hiya, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a bit. What have you been up to? So official Mutt Master Goat Clip says, "Hi Gabriel, I watched your 1 day cover. Me and my wife both enjoyed it." So Jace is like Jace is stretching it there, official Mutt Master. So when you said if you're uh, so into LeBron, why don't you marry the guy and everything? Um, he decided that meant gay marriage. It sounds like, and um, timed you out. He is picking on you. That was a bit harsh, but you were picking on him too. You guys were picking on each other. Although that's kind of sensitive stuff there, Jace. So no, Jace isn't going to block you. Jace is a friend of mine from college, so he's not going to block you. He shouldn't have been timing you out for that too. He got all wounded, but you're picking on LeBron too much too, right? Guys are giving each other a hard time. Jace only does fit into the snowflake generation. I don't know if he's a snowflake or not, though. I wouldn't have called him one when we used to hang out a lot. Jeez, go. You were picking on him too, man. How about we just like not time each other out and not pick on each other too much? Official Mob Master doesn't have to like LeBron. I like LeBron. You like LeBron, but he doesn't have to like him. So, thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad. I'm glad to be happy again. You know, I was working through a lot of stuff, and some of it I'll be sharing. Some of the stuff that I never really talked about, so I'll be sharing too. So. Hello from Raccoon Creek State Park, Marshal Jim Duncan said. So, Raccoon Creek State Park, where is that actually? So Nesta Surf asked if the Pan American Highway was a safe expedition. You can't really call any expedition safe, right? I mean, you're always taking some risks doing stuff like that, of course. It's not as dangerous as people make it out to be. 1,000 people probably do it at least a year, probably more, maybe thousands. It's not that uncommonly done. There's books that have been written on it. There's blogs that have been written about it, but nobody's ever daily vlogged it. So hopefully I get to be the first one to do that. Somebody doesn't slip in and do it ahead of me. Yeah, Kira Queen, they are kind of being funny, messing each other with each other. So Jace is barely a millennial. He is barely a millennial, but he's still on that millennial cusp. He's just barely there, though. So Official Mutt Master, my eyesight, well, my contacts have done an amazing job. In fact, actually, my eye's getting a little sore. I might go ahead and take out my lens here real quick and show it off. But basically, I got a lot of bad news in April about my eyesight. So my corneas have actually started scarring over. Prior, it had just been, you know, that it was a possibility, right? Not a possibility. It was going to happen eventually. And so it hadn't happened yet. I hadn't had to deal with it yet. But we are now at a point where they are scarring over. Means I'm on the later stretch to going blind. But the good news is despite the fact that my eyesight is deteriorated to 2,800 in my left eye and 2,200 in my right eye, which makes me legally blind without the specialty contact lenses I have. But it's amazing what the doc was able to do with my vision. So with the scleral toric contact lenses with micro vaults, I've been able to basically make it so that my vision in my left eye is corrected from that 2800 to 2030 -1, which is just amazing. That even would be legal to drive if that was my best eye. But my right eye was actually able to be corrected all the way to 2020. So the contacts have just been amazing for me. They were so worth all the money I had to save for them. It was about $4,900 with the purchase price of the contacts and all the appointments I had to do. To get it took about 4 months, actually. Took about 4 months to get the prescription right. So I figured, what the heck, I'd show it off if you can see it, but they're ginormous. I have to take them out with this plunger. I can't really take them out without it. And then there's this individual bottle of fluid, and this is sterile saline solution, basically, and it has to fill the lens. The lens has to stay filled when it sits on my contact. I mean, when the contact sits on my eye. And if it doesn't stay filled, then it hurts and the vision gets worse. And it was starting to get a little sore. So there we go. Got my eye back in. Feels a lot better. Let's go ahead and get back to answering questions here. I got lost on it here. So Seattle Judy's asking how Carolina's doing with the new job. So Carolina is doing a lot better. The first couple of days, she thought it was pretty rough. We've only been working rig moves, which is like pretty so far since she's been doing it. And that's pretty much the hardest it gets doing this job, is on the rig moves. But she seems to be like settling in a little bit more. New jobs are always difficult for her too. So, okay, so it's west of Pittsburgh, huh? All right. I kind of know where Pittsburgh sits, over there in West Pennsylvania. Officials messing with Jace. I'm sorry, Jace Oli. You're barely in the millennial period. I can't do anything about the classifications. I'm just barely in Generation X myself. So, but that makes me in Generation X, which means I'm cynical and grumpy, or some of the other stuff. And we supposedly, when we were young, we didn't have the work ethic that the baby boomers did. They decided that wasn't the case. We just valued things differently. Hey, Gary Shannon, what's going on, man? Ed Courtney, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to say Depot Bay. You're completely right. I should have said Prudhoe Bay in Alaska. My bad. I misspoke. Depot Bay is actually in Oregon. And so I misspoke. It's Prudhoe Bay. Oh, official, that's a low blow. Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, so Terry Burns, the idea was that I'm basing this all on when I have my money put together, but I would finish up here at the end of June, and then I would make the journey up into Alaska to Prudhoe Bay. The goal would be to be there by the end of July, and then stay in Alaska and see some things through about August, and then make sure I was back down the Alaskan highway before mid-September so I don't get caught in a blizzard or something. Thank you, official. Yeah, it's awesome. The contacts are amazing. I can't do anything about the eyesight, you know. Ton, why are Asian men born blind? That's not true, man. Or maybe there's something I don't know. Maybe you need to. So CTAP, the all of the cornea type stuff. There's several things. There's several things out there, but all of them, whether you're getting a cornea transplant, none of them improve vision beyond 2040. So currently I have the best vision I will for the rest of my life, unless something drastic changes, like complete artificial lenses, right? But you know, 2040, if I get 2040, that'd be great. I can still drive, you know. If I don't have 2040, I won't be able to drive. And most people after a cornea transplant or some of these artificial lenses don't have 2040. But, you know, it's better than being blind. That's what I'll do, you know. I'll do one or the other. I'd rather do a transplant than actually use the printed corneas, though. Jay Sully, that's so cringe. You think the GMC song is cringe? Everything's cringe. Even rolling down the highway was cringe. All right, that is cringe, but you know, the GMC song was not cringe. So I just got asked from the gentleman from Saudi Arabia about my vacation, how many days I work and how many days vacation. So here in the United States, the gate guarding thing in the oil field here, what we have it set up on is most of those jobs are actually done by folks that are called work campers. And work camping is basically primarily about having a place to stay, like with your RV, because RVing is huge here in this country. And so we get to basically travel around to different jobs, different types of jobs, experience different things, right? And work to be able to fund our lifestyles. And doing this gate guarding thing that I'm doing right now, we don't have any official vacation at all. We work solid days until we want to take time off. And some people they like you to work at least 3 months, and then you know, whatever. Maybe you only want to work 3 months a year, and it's fine. Then you have 9 months off if you can make it on, you know, doing your thing on just 3 months of work. And you know, that's actually pretty possible. You know, a couple can make in the $30,000 range in 3 months doing this, and I could definitely RV the country very slowly on 2,000 a month. So I would like to have 2,500 a month so that I could make sure that I'm saving for retirement. Chase, no, that's kind of song that only people with dentures would listen to. I don't got dentures. I didn't really listen to that song that much either, though. But I don't dislike it. Terry Birds says he thinks I'm grumpy because he's a baby boomer. So you think us Generation X guys are lazy and grumpy? And what was the other thing that was said about us? That we were shoot, I forget the word for it right now because I just had a brain fart, but basically the word I'm looking for means that we're skeptical, overly skeptical about everything, and we don't trust anything. So, and maybe that's true. Like I have a pretty skeptical outlook about um, industry and business for sure, the corporate world altogether. So Black 350 says he's proud to be Gen X. I'm not unproud. I wouldn't say I'm unproud. I'm just talking about some of the stuff that you hear out there about Gen Xers. Um, why are you so proud of being a Gen Xer, Black 350? So Jay Super says they leave for Fairbanks in May. That'd be cool to come to cross paths up there. I won't be able to leave probably till at least the end of June, unless I can make a good chunk of money from other stuff other than just this gate guarding thing I'm doing. So you think I need to put some airbags on the van for the road up to Prudhoe? I'll plan for a new windshield when I get back to the U.S. And why do you think I need the airbags? I think from what I understand, the lease roads out here in the oil patch are worse than the road to Prudhoe. I've never driven it though. Can you detail that for me, Terry? Oh, Jace, that's cool. For Chinese. Yeah, so J Super, I'll be doing that in the van. It won't be in the RV. My favorite movie of all time, Official Master, is probably a tie between Gladiator, Top Gun, you know, probably a tie between those two. So, Jay Soley, LeBron has helped this time, man. Um, they don't seem to be playing well right now for whatever reason. I think it's part that LeBron has done a terrible job of leadership this time around. It's been pretty sad, bro. Like he kind of alienated himself from all of his teammates during the whole stuff about the trade talks. I think that was a big mistake. He also alienated himself from the team during his injury period when they weren't winning. And I just think that was like low brow. He should have been right there with them. The first few days not traveling to the games is fine, but when they were home, he should have been there and he should have been sitting with the team, not hanging out with Magic and Planka or whatever his name is. But I do think LeBron James is a great player. I don't think he's the best of all time, but I think he is definitely, for the last decade, been the best player in the NBA. And I think he's still minimum top 5 today now that he's on the downside of his career. Oh, Terry Birds, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Nowadays, you guys, the baby boomers definitely do have us beat on the grumpy angle. Okay, Jay, super good to know. I knew it was rough, but what does it do to tires? Like, are there like pretty sharp rocks on the road or something. Black F350 says he's proud to be a Generation X because he's not a millennial. Kira Queen, thank you. I did absolutely use the word cynical early on. I don't know why it all of a sudden brain farted on me. That's cool. You're going to be boondocking up there, Jay. That's awesome. Guitar guy, I do not have any plans on selling my van anytime soon. You know, obviously there could be some things that might change that. I actually plan on finishing a build out in it and taking it on the Pan American Highway Tour. If I have to replace the engine and the transmission during that journey, which I'm planning I will need to, then I'll hold on to the van and ship it back from the Pan American Highway back from South America to the States. And if my vision holds up, I haven't really talked about it much because, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with my vision, but if my vision holds up, I really want to keep putting a hold on to this Dodge van. So these vans are, they have like a cult following, okay, in Japan. So the Dodge vans from 98 to 2003 are known as Dodgevans over there. And so I really think it'd be cool to ship the van into Europe and then do Europe all the way through Asia and terminate that trip in Japan and then sell my van as a Dodgevan in Japan. And by then it would be a famous Dodgevan, right? Because it basically toured a huge chunk of the world, and see about maybe seeing if I can import some of the cool campers that they have in Japan. It's just, you know, it's just like a pipe dream right now. It's not solid plan or anything like that, but it's something that I think it would be really cool. Yeah. Anyways, there you go, guitar guy. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna go and check a truck out real quick. Oh wait, no, that's a Roadrunner one. I gotta make sure they know to go by. It was a GM truck. It's interesting to see like the quality of the focus of this camera. If I'm back here, it's way better than when I'm up here. Has anybody else noticed that? It focuses so much better on me right here. Sorry guys, I can't read the chat box that well if I'm that far back. Otherwise I would. Hey, Three Basket Living. Yeah, it's been a long, long time. You abandoned me. I'm missing you. I don't see comments from you ever anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Glad to have you back in the streams, though. I don't think you've been around since the ones where I was doing live streams when I first got here to Texas because my computer got broken and I couldn't edit video. Just a second, guys. All right. When will you be going back to visit Mexico? I love the low cost for things there. So, Doll Admirer, I am going to do some dental work in Mexico before I leave, actually, on my Pan American highway tour, whether I'm heading north or whether I'm heading south. So I will be over to do that. And then I really want to do something kind of cool along with my Pan American Highway Tour. I want to be stopping in the major cities and kind of finding out what the cost of living is in each of those places, both for somebody that just wants to travel there and then somebody that wants to live there as an expat. Because so many of the people that follow van life and RV life kind of stuff right now seem to be the generation that's about to retire, and they're worried about how they're going to afford it. And I know a lot of them are actually interested in possibly doing the expat thing. So I want to kind of help out with that and make some of that kind of content. So anyways, I hope that answered what you were asking, Doll. So Seattle, Judy, I really, really wish I could tell you that we're doing a lot of fun stuff. We're not. There are restaurants here. We do a couple of buffets here and there. Now that we're working opposing shifts, we don't really do anything outside of hanging out a little bit here at work on each end of our shift. Uh, when you're working 12-hour shifts out here in the oil field and then you drive about an hour to get back into the RV park, you don't really have time to do a whole lot. So I really haven't been doing much of anything, to be honest, other than working and going home for the most part. It's just what it is right now. I have plans to take one day off a month. Uh, Carolina and I go and do something fun, like go hit the movies and stuff. They do have that stuff here. Midland is in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, but both Midland and Odessa are about 100,000 people, a little over 100,000 people. So there are things to go and do. Um, you know, there really are. Actually, that's better. I got sorry guys, I got sick of the light flickering. I had to turn it off. I hope this isn't too low of uh, you know light in here. It's I know the stream's a little grainy, but the light isn't working worth a darn right now. So J Super, the tires are what get beat up on the gravel roads. Oh yeah, they do. So really, I don't need to worry about airbags, right? I just need to be prepared to need a new set of tires, right, Jay? So three basket living, if you're buffering, reload the whole stream. If you refresh your whole browser, you'll probably stop buffering. Most of the time when you're having a buffering issue, that is on your end and not on my end. Like on my end, I would be causing all that pixelated and choppy voice like some kind of robot or something if the connection was bad on my side. Jay Soley and official are still arguing about LeBron. That's hilarious. Yeah, Jay Super, absolutely. I think I think the LeBron haters are too rough with him, and the LeBron lovers love him a little too much, to be honest. Yeah, I'll plan on that, Terry. I'll make sure I'm just expecting to have a broken windshield on that journey up to Prudhoe. So Passion Finder asked me, have you been to Ocean Beach and Point Loma in San Diego? And what is your favorite neighborhood in San Diego? So just a second, I'm going to look something up for them because I'm giving myself a plug over here. You know, sorry about that. So the answer is I have been to both places, and I have videos about my experience on both, and I'm going to try to pull them up for you right now so that you can see them, and hopefully you'll enjoy them here. Um, there we go. I'm surprised that so few people actually watched the I'm surprised that so few people actually watched the Point Loma video. I thought it was a great video. I had so much fun making that video. Totally had fun. So Point Loma is a really fun spot to be, especially if you like to do if you're like me and you're into tide pooling. Point Loma is awesome for tide pooling, as an FYI. Just awesome. There's the Point Loma video. I just posted it in here. And then I'm going to for Passion Finder. And then also I'm going to post my Ocean Beach video. I had a really good time at Ocean Beach as well. It was a great time over there. So I'm going to post that as well here in the share that one as well here. All right, there we go. And here is the Ocean Beach video. And my favorite, it's tough because there's a lot of things I really liked in San Diego. I would have to, if I had to pick a favorite, I think I'm going to say Sunset Cliffs, just because I had some of my coolest experiences in San Diego there. Good to know, Jay Super. I'm hoping to get to really enjoy some time there in Alaska. Actually, I want to be able to have a full month to buzz around there. Black F-350. I didn't know that about the lowriders from the 80s and 90s ending up in Japan. I do know that Japan is pretty much about, culture wise, 10 to 20 years behind us. So it's not a surprise that they would like grab onto the lowrider thing. So three basket living, absolutely. I know what you mean about going through our own valleys. You just gotta handle business, and make the very best of it. Very true. Sometimes it seems like chores never end. So Jay Super, I actually had run into people that around September 15th actually ran into blizzards on the Alaskan highway. I know there's no like high mountain passes there, but I know a couple that got stuck there in one in mid-September. I could see it not being the norm though. Later ordinar mi salchicha or whatever that is. Okay, Jay Super. I'll make sure I have an excellent spare. I'll get I'll get a uh, I'll get a set of all terrains before I go and take that. Yeah, Kira Queen, that flickering. I'm sorry. I should have done that a lot sooner. Yeah, I could have been driving official and Jace nuts. Yeah, I'm sorry about that flickering. It was bugging me too. I don't know why it took me so long. I just didn't think there was enough light in here to have it off, and apparently there was. Okay, official Mutt Master Goat Clips. It's telling Jace that he's maybe top 100 is ridiculous. Now you've crossed the line into foolishness. There's no way that LeBron is in top 10. Oh, so three basket living, you're out in the backwoods. It's cool that you were able to get it cut down to where you could use it. So Jay Super, I'm banking some money so far. I've only been out here 2 months. But I had the United Postal Service bust my computer, so I had to buy a new computer. That was like almost $1,200, because it needed to be a laptop I could video edit with. Then I had to spend money to take the RV from San Diego out here to Midland. So there was some expensive there. There was some stuff we had to do to the RV. And I've managed to save about $2,000 now after doing all those expenses in the last 2 months. So that's much better than nothing, of course. And then I believe by the rate that I've kind of been able to put money away, I should be able to save about $800 a week moving forward. So, yeah. Anyways, at what I'm able to live out here on. So, Passion Finder, you lived in OB for a bit. That's cool. How far off the beach were you? Black F350 says, I remember that vid and the G string shot in it. Guilty. Yeah, official. Thank you. And Jace, can you guys both agree to have everybody here in this live stream give me a thumbs up that has not yet given me a thumbs up? All right, guys? Can I please get a bunch more thumbs up? Let's thumbs up the video. Thumbs up the video. Please. So Gabriel Garcia says LeBron needs KD. I don't think he needs KD, but KD would be an awesome addition. I think he does need another star, though. I think Kuzma can be an excellent number 3, just like Kevin Love was for with Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love. Although so far Kuzma looks like he's going to be able to hold up better than Kevin Love, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Jay Super. I know to be prepared on fuel. I have all expectations. So that's why I'm trying to leave here with about 22,000. Thank you for the thumbs up, Jay. Super. Thanks, Joseph Paul. Make sure you give the thumbs up. Glad you found yourself a hottie. Thank you, Art Broadwater. Glad to have you pop in and say hi, man. Three Basket Living said that I'm doing pretty good, having 26 watching now and 69. I got 70 thumbs up. Woo! Yeah. Keep them going, guys. Keep the thumbs up going. Let's get over 100 here. Yeah, Joseph Paul, I don't know what's going on with the whole thumbs down thing. All right, guys. We're at the 2-hour and 33-minute mark. Who has enjoyed this stream so far? If you enjoyed the stream so far, let me know in the chat box over here to the right of the video. Have you guys been enjoying it? Awesome. We got 3 people so far that said they've been enjoying it. I got 28 people in here. 5, 6, 7. So 7 people out of 27 people in here have enjoyed the stream. Is that it? So Official says the only part of the stream that he didn't enjoy was Jace Oli. You know, I like Jace. Jace and I were buddies and still buddies, but you wouldn't be the only one that would say they didn't like Jace. Jace is an opinionated guy. You seem to be a very opinionated guy. And you definitely seem to be on polar opposites on the LeBron thing. Awesome, guys. I like that you guys are enjoying it. I want you guys to tell me what we should chat about next. I'd love to know if you guys have any questions that you would like to have answered. Some of them maybe I could turn into other videos and stuff so that I can keep putting out content that you guys love to watch. Kira Queen, I know, right? I almost think they've been more entertaining. Jason Official, you know, squabbling over here like an old married couple that don't like each other anymore. We can't talk about Jace Oli being a snowflake unless we can talk about Official being a snowflake. Can we talk about both being a snowflakes? Yeah, 3 Basket Living. I'm sorry about that. I should have turned that light off sooner. I just didn't know if it would hold up, if the light here would be enough to have the live stream without that light on, you know? So Jace Oli and Official. In the right corner, we have Jace Oli with the wrench. In the left corner, we have Official Mustard Goat Clips. And we are about to have the Rumble in the jungle between the snowflakes. How'd I do? Thanks, Stephanie Booth. Official says he's not a snowflake because he voted for Trump. What does voting for Trump have to do with not being a snowflake? So, how many folks in here that are left out of the 27 are currently RVers or van lifers? I want to see how many people are currently already doing it. Gabriel Garcia says any coworker coming by is going to think you're on serious meds. It's a good thing that I'm quite a ways from the rig side over here, right? I probably am about at least a football's length from the rig. Most of the work's being done over there. I'm on my lonesome here. Kara Queen's a van lifer. Let's start a debate here. What's better, van life or RV life? All you guys that are in here, and you've been such a great audience and hung around. I have just put my email in the chat box here. I would like you guys to tell me any kind of videos that you would like to personally see put out there. Are there any topics you would like to have covered that people haven't covered, or any topics that maybe have been covered, but you would like to hear my side on it, and I can put out for you guys. So specifically to exactly what you would like to see. What kind of farm do you have there, Terry Burns? So 3 Cheers says weekend warrior summer vacation with my kids. Wish I could travel full time. So are you an RVer then, 3 Cheers? Obviously, if it's with your kids. So official Goat Clip says RV life. Black F350 says RV life. Oh, I got to scroll up here real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Or I can do a vid for you van lifers, your choice. Jay says van. So we're tied for van life so far. Yeah, absolutely, Kira Queen. That's one of the troubles that I have with RVs. Most RVs can't handle all kinds of places. There's a lot of places you can't even fit an RV into, you know. Okay, official. I'll tell you what. I'll make a video dissing LeBron in it just for you. Although I happen to be a fan of LeBron, but there are things you can diss him for. Is it tough to do van life in New Zealand, Kira Queen? I'd love to go over there and do some of that too. Okay, Sambo, I am not doing anything about bleaching anything on my backside. Stephanie Booth, yes, I know the RVer. 3 Cheers is the RVing. Yeah, there's something to be said for both RV life and van life. That's why I always get a kick out of asking people what they think. I think the best of both is the right match for me. I'd love to have a diesel pusher and a van with a nice build in it. So Terry Burns, you want to move to Alaska? You don't mind the cold, huh, man? 130 acres, that's a nice farm. True, Jace, most vans aren't 4-wheel drive, but I still think you're going to have some places that are going to be tough with your rig. The diesels don't perform as well as gas in in mudding and stuff. All right, I'm back, guys. Had to go and check somebody out. Although for a rig move, this has been a pretty decent night, actually. This is about as busy as it gets as rig move, and this hasn't been bad at all. Okay, Kira Queen, good to know. I do think I do want to do some stuff in New Zealand too if I end up being able to. Official, I'll make the fanboys mad, but I'll make sure they know I happen to be a fan. Yeah, Terry Burns, I totally get that. So official Master Goat Clip says, my YouTube channel sucks. I can't get any subs, any advice. So basically, yeah, I do have some advice for you. Make sure your YouTube channel doesn't suck. You have to determine why it sucks. I mean, what are you trying to make videos about? Are you doing videos that people want to see? You know? Wow, the wind just rocked the whole trailer here or shack. So Camping Kevin said that was the best darn chicken he'd ever cooked, and did he miss anything exciting? Well, some people would say the battle between Official and Jace has been exciting. That'd be awesome, Kira Queen. I would love to go there. I so want to do that. So Three Basket Living says, how self-sufficient do you think you are on the road? Do you find yourself in places that it's required much? So I would say that I'm not nearly as self-sufficient as I should be. I mean, I personally, I am capable of being very self-sufficient, but on the road so far, I haven't had that setup that was really self-sufficient, and I could do a lot better. I'm going to be right back. I got to check somebody out and finish answering you. All right. I have returned to only 17 people following the stream. Oh no, I think it's time to wrap up. So anything, Three Basket Living, I thought I would go ahead and finish telling you that even though I'm not really all that self-sufficient so far with the way I've been traveling on the road, I don't need a whole lot to actually extend myself to where I am self-sufficient. And I haven't really seen much of a need to be self-sufficient. And to tell you the truth, for the most part, you're not going to really be all that self-sufficient traveling unless you happen to be the overlander group, because we rely upon general society so much for our route means of travel, for the roads and everything else. So when you're out actually traveling, you're pretty far from being self-sufficient, although you're in a lot better position than 99% of the people out there really in this country. Most people are not even close to self-sufficient. In fact, most people have a hard time even getting their food if something catastrophic happens, So anyways, that's my take on that Three Basket Living. I hope that was what you were looking for. Let me know if you want me to add on to any of that for you. Okay, so Camp and Kevin says, sorry, I missed it. How far is Midland from Galveston? It is a long, long ways, Camp and Kevin. So Midland is probably 7 hours. So almost 500 miles or so from Houston. And then Galveston's another 45 miles from Houston. So I would say, 500 to 550 miles, somewhere around that. I could look it up real quick, but that's roughly what it is. Midland's a long ways away. It's way out in the middle of West Texas. So yes, Camp and Kevin, of course, I would like another thumbs up. I could definitely use another one for sure. Thumbs up. Any of you guys, we only have 18 folks left right now. If any of you guys could give me a big thumbs up, that would be awesome if you haven't already. And I'm thinking we're just about at that point to be wrapping up. And does anybody, before I close up shop here, does anybody have any other topics that they would like me to cover right now? Otherwise, I'm going to close up and try to do a bit of video, not video editing, but website development. Cute Queen. I know, right? Thank you, official Master Goat Clips. I totally agree, Terry Burns. I want to be the guy to say, let's get ready to rumble for him, Gabriel Garcia says, you always leave me. Yeah, but you don't have any questions in here to get me to stay. So Camp and Kevin, you're asking about the chiggers and humidity over here in West Texas. I haven't come into any experience with the chiggers at all. And humidity in West Texas in the area that I am is actually not that bad. It's going to be roughly 50, 60%. A little humid, but nothing terrible. But it does get pretty hot. Bye, Seattle Judy. Thank you so much. It was nice seeing you. Yeah. Uh, Official. Jace is actually, I would say, 5 years younger than me. So it puts him in his mid 30s. So he's not that old. He works at Intel and he has a little piece of property over there in Oregon. What a chump. Go Washington. Good night, Gabriel. It was nice having you, buddy. Have I seen any skinwalkers? What are skinwalkers, Gabriel? Good night, Kira Queen. You'd be awesome too. Will do, Camping Kevin. You have a great night. So the answer to the question you asked about how self-sufficient I am on the road, because if that's what you're talking about, yeah, you did miss it. I answered that for you. I could answer it again before I get off if you'd like. Jace, 136 acres isn't small. Depends on who you're talking to. In Texas, that ain't nothing. I'm sorry you have a condo in Oregon. I don't like Oregon anymore. I used to love going into Portland and it's been ruined. Okay, man, three basket living. Go ahead and ask. What was your next question, buddy? You know, Gabriel Garcia, I have never had any interaction with skinwalkers. Um, I didn't know they were soul stealers. I don't really, you know what? I'm going to get in something real deep here, Gabriel, that I don't really talk much about. I think there's a lot of different types of spiritual type stuff that goes on in our world. I happen to have a belief in Christ, and I don't think that a lot of the things that do go on in this world that are spiritual are of Christ, of course. And I mean, there could possibly be soul stealers, but I don't think that there's any possibility that there's a soul stealer out there that can take your soul without you having offered it for something. Just my opinion. I think they can take your body, maybe. All right, guys, back. You know what, Jace? I would probably be very careful. You know, I'd be very picky about how they went about harvesting the timber, but I would definitely probably sell it and buy more land. Um, or I would actually put the money away from the timber in stocks that probably property. I like medical property REITs because the valuation of the company is tied to the real estate assets. So they're real assets. If they ever failed, there would be real assets for you to gain revenue back for your investment. And they should be very stable going forward since people are getting sicker and they need more and more, office and hospital space. And they pay dividends. They have to pay 95% of all profits out in dividends. So you can use the dividends to make sure you take care and keep yourself safe with holding ownership to your property, even if things just unravel. Okay, so Three Basket Living says, okay, I get it. So you want an idea sent to you or me to just do a vid for you van lifers, LOL. I don't know exactly what you mean by the question. I uh, I was kind of asking basically any kind of videos that you guys that were left here and had held so close to it and followed me all night. If there was anything you personally wanted to see a video about, I was happy to go ahead and do that for each and every one of you guys. So yeah, Gabriel, you have to give yourself up. Good night, Stephanie Booth. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate seeing you and seeing your comments. So Terry Burns, that's probably accurate. That kind of aligns, and I could see him taking the form of animals. I could even see him taking the form of people, maybe even right. Demonic possession. Maybe skinwalkers are the same thing as demons in our culture. Definitely scary stuff, but I think you have to invite them, and you have to invite them in. You know. All right, official. Don't go the mama route, man. Yeah, I know, official. I know you meant it to have a joke, but I don't think it's cool to go and attack people's moms. I know you were just playing and kind of staying in the same vein of the stuff that's been here to get Jace's goat, but I think it's messed up to go and pick on moms. All right, official, no worries. Yeah, no, I get it. Three basket living, and I think Jace didn't do it because I gave him a hard time about uh, censoring the one before, but we don't need to be messing with people's mothers and stuff like that stuff where I wouldn't even have a problem with somebody taking a pop on somebody in general public. Oh, okay. I see what you said. Who was asking about their channel earlier? Maybe you can take a look. No, I think it was Official was asking about their channel. I just don't know enough about the person's channel to really know uh, what's wrong with it. Okay, guys. So it's been 3 hours, and almost everybody's gone, anyways. I think I bored them. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off the chat and call it a good one. I hope you guys had a good time. I always enjoy interacting with everybody. Just please, before you head out, make sure you give a thumbs up if you haven't already. That'd be awesome. So Terry Burns, my opinion on Kingman, Arizona is I wouldn't buy land there. There's a lot of different reasons to it. I could see somebody maybe wanting to buy a little bit of rec land. That could make sense just to go play here and there, maybe. But the problem with buying land in Arizona, I wouldn't buy it as a main thing, because Arizona in Arizona you don't own the water rights on the land. So I don't have any interest in owning land in Arizona unless it's just playful. Three Basket Living says, yeah, but you have no other place to go. Yeah, but there's other things I can do. Later, Black F350. Thanks, Jay Soley. Have a good night, man. Peace. Nesta Surf. Thank you, Official, for the thumbs up. Peace out, everybody. Thank you, Official and Jace, for deciding to be buddies again. Let's all dig one another, even if we want to pick on each other. And I'm out. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.